Hey everybody, thanks for coming today. I think what I'd like to do is start with the student athletes and start with just a statement about the recent comings and goings of campus and what's going on with men's basketball. And I think I want to start with Evan, just as our team captain stepping up to the plate here.
Yeah, how's everybody doing? In light of the recent events on campus regarding hate speech, our team, on behalf of the Nebraska basketball team, we would like to deliver a message that against racism that encourages positivity. We encourage all of the Husker athletes and the student body to get behind us. The message that we want to send is, hate never wins, and to spread love.
So with that, do you guys have any questions?
Good job. Why did you guys decide to do it this way as opposed to other ways you could have done it?
When we kind of, came up with the idea as a team, we listened to a lot of ideas, and there was a lot of different directions we could have took it, and we still don't know, like, the permanent direction we're going to take it, but, for now, we want to use our platform as an ability to, speak out for what we believe in as a team and as a program.
I mean, to go on with that, yesterday when we met, we had a chance to meet with some administration. They educated us on what they're doing, and they've got an enormously complicated situation. We choose to simplify it, and we look at it that we're against racism, prejudice, and hate speech. So how can we deliver something positive that the other students of UNL can rally around, whether it be somebody on the women's basketball team, the volleyball team, the baseball team, football team, or anybody. And so that's important to our guys. It's important to me as their coach. Our guys came up with the motto, hate never wins. I love it. I think it hits home and makes sense to us as athletes. And so as we go through this process, like I told them yesterday in our meeting, we got two things going on here. One, I know our team was very unsettled by the video that was exposed earlier this week, and it hit close to home. And I've never been subject to racism like these guys have, like their parents and grandparents have. I can't imagine that. But I also know that they were men enough to step up and say, we want to have a positive response. So to the point that Evan and Anton, I think, texted me almost immediately after the game against Minnesota. And there's no doubt, I think, that going into the Minnesota game, it affected the mood of our team. So let's get to the bottom of this, right? Well, first of all, we had a mandatory day off, and then we were able to meet. We got to hear from the administration. We got to formulate a general game plan. Now, this is evolving just as we speak. We don't know. We're going to work with the Office of Multicultural Affairs to find out what we can and can't do. We want to make sure it's a good thing and that it's open to all the people that want to stand up against racism, prejudice, and hate.
Hey, Glenn, when you first saw the video, just kind of what was your gut reaction to it?
I was just a little disappointed, and I just want to feel safe on campus and things like that. I know the guys want to feel safe, and I was just like, it's a lot of people out there that's like that, but you can't change, and that's what the administrator was telling us. Like, you never know what's gonna go on, and I feel like we're okay, but we want to do it for the people that don't feel like they're okay, and the students on campus that don't have a say, basically, to say anything. So
they don't have the platform like these guys have.
So we want to just step up and do it for them, and we still want to feel safe also.
Did you guys ever consider boycotting? Could you make a statement at all?
Don't you take that one?
Ideas came up. Like I said, there was a lot of different directions we could have took it. And, the term boycott did come up, but, as a team, we sat down, as a team, just players, and, we thought about what was best for, us moving forward, but also, the message that we wanted to deliver. So, we talked about a lot of things. That's what I'll say.
I think what was cool about the whole process with the guys getting together, I was able to come in just at the end of the meeting, is they had a lot of thoughtful discussion on what the right thing to do was. And there was a lot of different ideas. And, the old reasonable minds can disagree. I thought some guys thought this, some guys thought that. They took the general consensus, said, what is the majority? What are we going to do? What can we all stand behind? And as we move forward, there are going to be events, hopefully, that we can stage on behalf of men's basketball where we invite others. We're certainly going to have T-shirts. We know that for a fact. We're working on some other things, maybe an announcement of some sort where our guys can step up and speak their minds that they help write. And I think all of those things are important. And I'm proud of these guys because they want to be involved. It would be easy to shrug your shoulders and say, that doesn't have anything to do with me. Hey, we're winning some games. Let's talk about the ball games. But to be so, what do I want to say, just adamant about, hey, we want to step up and see what we can do here. And not just a one-game thing, not just a, let's look at this and let's try and make a difference.
Yeah, Evan, on Wednesday, Coach was at the rally in front of the student union. I guess for players, what does that mean to see him out there in that sort of situation amid all the stuff that's going on around here?
I think it just shows, how much Coach Miles has our back. As soon as we came to him with the idea, he was on board. He was all ears. So, for him to go out, take time out of his day, especially in the midst of like our season, and take out a couple hours of his day to go hear about something that doesn't really concern him, but it concerns his players. It just lets us know like he has our back.
Coach, what does this say about your team's playing very well at the moment? These are your players, and you've been with this program for 6 years. Some guys longer than others. What do you think this says about your players and the nucleus that your team has?
Well, it makes me very proud of them. It tells me that they've got integrity. It tells me that they're thoughtful about others. They have compassion and empathy, and they're against some real bad things, evil things in this world. And that's the way I'd expect them. But for them to go out and be adamant about making a statement it gave me goosebumps right now just talking about it. And I get goosebumps a lot, only if it's really cool though.
Coach, why did you want to be there at the rally a couple of days ago? Why was it important for you to kind of see what was going on?
I think as the head coach that it was important for me to let our guys know that I'm with them, that I'm with them, and I've never gone through that. So it's whether it be a matter of privilege or whatever, I don't know. I don't walk in shoes of racism. And so when you see something like that, that made me so, my daughter sent it to me on Monday night, late. And she's considering going to UNL, right? And she's like, what's going on, Dad? And it just made me sad. It made me so disappointed and sad. For our guys, and so I just felt like being there. There was a lot of chatter going around. What it's going to be like? Is this going to be confrontational? What's going to be there? It didn't matter. I wanted our guys to know, and I also wanted to get them information what was going on there. So I videoed Alex. He's the RA. I don't know his last name, but he is a rock star. He was phenomenal, and I videoed his message, sent it to the guys so they could hear just what others were saying and knew what was going on. And I was there for them.
Do you men feel that the administration has your backs?
Yes, I feel like they have our back. I mean, they can't tell us everything that they're doing, but I feel like they gave us a good message of what they're trying to do and what they're trying to, look out for us. And they were just telling us little things, that they got going on. But I feel like they have our back.
Tim, there may have been some coaches that wouldn't want to take on a quote-unquote distraction with the way the point of your season is right now. It seems like there really was no hesitation from your end.
There's no hesitation on their end. So that said it all. I mean, when they wanted to have a team meeting and they spoke up, you could tell they were unified and we have to do something, Coach. And I'm in.
For the players, you guys are having a premium season. Is this going to affect your play on the court or affect your preparation, or can you separate the two out?
I think our team is, mature enough to separate the two out. Obviously, it's a talking point, it's something on our minds, but we're a very focused, group of guys that we know what's important, on and off the floor. So there's always a balance to maintain.
And both these guys just guaranteed when we were walking how hard they're going to practice today. Wow. That we got with them.
question for the players. Last night, as a couple people had mentioned, you guys did that Twitter series where you guys all tweeted out, "Hate will never win." How did that exactly start? Was that something that was started solely by one player, or was it kind of a joint team effort?
We talked about it in our group message, and you know how we were going to use our platform to spread the positivity message, and the idea came up that we should all tweet it at the same time, so it gets everybody's attention, and the slogan was just a collective thing. We all chipped in ideas, so that's how it came up.
Anything else?
What does that mean to you? What does hate will never win? What does that represent to you?
I think it just represents the message of spread love. We all humans. Whether you play basketball, whether you're just a normal student. We all humans, and we all feel the same emotions. So nobody ever wants to feel unsafe or feel like they aren't loved. So spread love. Hate will never win in this world.
How do you hope the fans and the public will react to you guys and help you guys out, I guess?
Honestly, we hope and pray that they get behind us, because we trying to stand up for something that's bigger than basketball or bigger than ourselves individually. It's people really out here dealing with things, people out here really dealing with fear and stuff, and we want to let people know that, like, we feel your pain, and we want to be there for you.
Going off that question, a lot of times when issues like this come up, people will go on social media with the line "stick to sports." What is your thoughts to those people that might send messages like that to you guys?
What was that again?
Stick to sports.
Oh.
Send that to athletes sometimes.
I've known that if you go online, you can find a lot of really interesting things. I've been told to stick to a lot of things over my lifetime. So it wouldn't surprise me if there's a small amount of diverse reaction and some negativism, but that goes with the territory. These guys know this is a big boy business, and by them stating, they've also made themselves vulnerable to something like that, where someone might say, at a minimum, stick to sports, or but I'm proud of them for having the courage to do that. So that just goes with the territory.
Are there other activities that you guys are thinking?
Yeah, and we're just don't have all the stamps of approval and the check marks to go into it today, but they'll be coming, and they'll be available to what we're trying to do as we move forward in the next few weeks, and hopefully we'll have more for next week. We've got 2 quick turnaround games, which are pretty important, but there will be events that will be participating or spearheading what we're trying to do in the next weeks.
Tim, the guys have been talking about how close this team was.
Is there anything else for the guys, or so I can just, because they got stuff to do. Anything else? Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. I'll handle Rutgers.